This is the story of Wilbert. Wilbert was a little boy who lived in Wiltshire. His dad was a church minister, and he often went out with his dad as he visited people in the community. Wilbert especially enjoyed their journeys on the train and used to chat to the railway workers he met on their journeys. As Wilbert grew older, he struggled at school, but he liked the idea of helping people to get to know God. So he decided to follow in the old man's footsteps and become a church minister. Sadly, he wasn't a great church minister. In fact, his church fired him. But then something happened that changed his life. Wilbert's son Christopher caught the measles, and whilst he was stuck in bed, Wilbert kept Christopher entertained with stories of a little train engine that was sad because it hadn't been out of its shed in a long time. Christopher loved the stories, wanting to hear them over and over and over again. So eventually Wilbert wrote them down and drew a few rough sketches of trains, each of them with faces on to illustrate the adventures. Well, it was Wilbert's wife who saw the potential of these little stories, and after much encouragement, Wilbert took them to a publisher. Now, much to his surprise, the publisher loved them, and in 1945 the first book was published called The Three Railway Engines. Yes, this is the Reverend W. Aldry, creator and author of Thomas the Tank Engine. And as we know, book after book followed, all of them stories about little trains with different personalities who encountered simple but meaningful dramas that brought a message of grace, goodness and rescue. As Wilbert said himself, the important thing is that the engines, whilst they do wrong, they're punished, but seeing the error of their ways, they are forgiven and they are never scrapped. No, Wilbert wasn't the best church minister in the world, yet through his stories he helped many people see love and the grace of God. And if you've ever seen the Reverend W. Aldry's Tales of Thomas the Tank Engines and all his friends, no doubt you've been touched by his stories too. See, sometimes our gifts and our talents are not always obvious. We may feel called to one area of life, find that God has shut that door. He's got other plans. However, what is always true is this: we are uniquely created in the image of God and made to be the way that He planned. Through and by God's grace, He transforms us, releases our gifts and talents, not for our own benefits or to enhance our reputation as super spiritual people perhaps, but to glorify His name and to grow His kingdom. Well, I don't know what you reckon, but it's worth a thought. For now, do take care, stay safe, and thank you for listening.